That's stunning news. Former Governor Rick Snyder and others from his administration will be charged in the Flint water crisis.
It is news that broke late this afternoon, and political reporter Rick Albin is here with what we're learning tonight. Rick.
As you point out, Brian, the Associated Press breaking this afternoon, saying that a grand jury of one, was used by the Attorney General's office that resulted in as many as 9 people, including the former governor, being charged in connection with what became a crisis that made headlines around the world. Those charges have not been filed, apparently. The crisis began when Flint switched from the Detroit water system to the Flint River in April of 2014. Lead started leaching into the water. The dramatic lingering health effects are still evident in Flint nearly 7 years later. The Associated Press reports that among others being charged are former Department of Health and Human Services Director Nick Lyon and close personal advisor to Snyder, Rich Baird. We don't know what charges they will face, and we've been unable to independently confirm these reports that are apparently coming as a surprise to many in official Lansing. We did receive a release from a law firm representing former Governor Snyder. In that statement, Brian Lennon of the law firm Warner Norcross and Judge was quoted as saying, quoted as saying, quote, "It's outrageous to think that any criminal charges would be filed against Governor Snyder. Any charges would be meritless. Coming from an administration that claims to be above partisan politics, it is deeply disappointing to see pure political motivation driving charging decisions. The Office of Special Counsel clearly needs a scapegoat after wasting 5 years and tens of millions of taxpayer dollars on a fruitless investigation. Rather than following the evidence to find the truth, the Office of Special Counsel appears to be targeting former Governor Snyder in a political escapade." Now, this information just broke this afternoon. We are still trying to figure out exactly who's been charged and what charges they'll face, continuing to work that, and arraignments in these cases, we are told, could come as early as Thursday. Brian.
All right, Rick Albin, thank you for that. And this news coming as the latest in a tragic crisis that we've been following now for 7 years. It started to unfold back on April 25th, 2014. That is the date that Flint's water source was switched to the Flint River. In August of that year, the first boil water advisory was issued. In March of 2015, after hundreds of complaints from residents, the city voted to reconnect back to Detroit water. But the state's emergency manager overruled that decision. It would be a fateful call. In September of that same year, 2015, Virginia Tech water experts declared that the water in Flint wasn't safe to consume or cook with. On October 16th, Flint switched back to Detroit water. On December 15th, Flint declared a state of emergency. On the 30th of that same year, the governor, Rick Snyder, apologizes publicly for the first time, and days later declares an emergency. On January 13th, the state reveals a deadly Legionnaires outbreak tied to the bad water that killed 12. 3 days later, President Obama declared a federal state of emergency in Flint. In April of 2016, the first criminal charges are issued for state employees. In June of that year of 2019, the new Attorney General, Dana Nessel, announced all charges would be dropped and that the state's investigation would start all over, culminating in the news today that the governor, Rick Snyder, and others will face charges.